Hello and welcome to another stream. Let me get started with some puzzles here. Should probably, at some point, have a streaming schedule, but because nobody actually just pops in, I haven't prioritized that yet. At a certain point I might, but I haven't gotten there yet. I'm going to continue, I'm going to start with some puzzles, get warmed up. Puzzle Rush, Survival, try to get as high as I can. Okay. I don't actually get these positions in games, which is sad. Why can't it ever just be this easy? But if it was this easy, I would probably miss it as well. Here. Yeah. Don't know what I was looking at. I don't know. Here. Here. Yeah. Here. Well, actually, this is faster. Okay. Here. 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 And so here, this is pinned. I'm sorry. Wait, what? That's not pinned, so that could take. What am I talking about? Okay, so sack. This can't take. King has to take. If king takes, then what? I don't think that's right. Okay. Oh, it is pinned. What am I talking about? So if I go here, this is pinned, so it can't take. King has to move back. Then I check, and he takes, and then I mate. Okay. Let's see here. Go here, he takes, so that's too slow. Go here, king goes there, and queen goes here. So that's probably it. Take. You can't take back. Goes here, and then queen mates here, I think. So again, it's here. Takes. Yeah, he only moves. So here, takes, here, queen mates here. Or whatever. Okay, so here, check. Then I can pick up this piece for free. I don't see a stronger move. Okay. So here, let's protect guarded here. That doesn't work. 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 I have this as a move, but it doesn't do as much as I'd like it to do. I have this as a move too, which attacks the queen and actually threatens mate on the next move. So if I go here, and the queen would have to like guard. That's pretty strong. He doesn't have any checks, so it's gotta be this, right? Here. because even if he takes, then I still have this, which is mate. So he does guard. So I can go for it, and then he has to sack his queen, and I take. I lose the knight. I mean, there's no desperado right now, because if I go here, then the king gets out, and this whole plan doesn't work anymore. Okay, so fork doesn't. Oh, I'll take and then fork, probably. Queen trade? Yeah. Get away! Okay. So, let's see here. This rook is under attack. This check doesn't do a whole lot. Oh, the queen is actually hanging, so why don't I just take the queen for free? Huh? Why is that not your first idea? Is there a better move? Because if I take and then he takes and I take back, and there is this fork as well. Should I do the fork first? Probably, because it goes checks, captures, then attacks. So I can move it here. The king has to move somewhere. And then I can take the queen for free. Okay. Oh, shoot. Look at that. Now I have mate here. I didn't even have to take the queen. Alright. He's attacking this piece, so this piece is no longer guarded. If I move him out of the way, he can do a double attack, not to mention he can attack on this move first, and then I'll have to like walk and just lose the piece for nothing. But I do have this check to pick up this piece, but then he guards. If he guards, and this is no longer under attack, and this is still hanging. So checks. Oh, what am I talking about? He can't. Oh, just come back. Alright, so this pawn is under attack. This pawn is hanging, but it's protecting my king. This knight can't move because the queen is pinned. I do have this check, but it doesn't do much. King just goes over here. If king goes over here, then what? I also have this, but same thing, king moves here. Or, actually the bishop just comes back as well. What am I talking about? Mate right here. Blind spot, I swear. Alright, so the first thing I'm noticing is this pawn is hanging, this pawn is protected, this queen, this is guarding, this is being attacked, so if I take, it's guarded. What am I talking about? The bishop is also under attack. There's a lot going on right here. Okay, so I don't want to give this away for nothing. I can go here, but then he goes here, and then I go here, and well, he can't do much about that. But see here, he's got two. I guess the thought is if I move it here, he can take here. No, he can't, because the knight guards. I can move it back here, and then where does the queen go? here, then here. Okay, so if I bring it back here, the queen would have to move somewhere. This is covered, this is covered, oh, this is covered, and this is covered. So the only here, and then if I put it here, okay, so that's gotta be it, right? Okay. I don't want to give the queen up for nothing, so here seems like, because I can't move here, like this is the only legal move right now, unless I want to give up my queen, but I don't necessarily want to give up the queen. I don't think that's right. So, move out of the way. Takes, check. I mean, this is going to be under attack at a certain point. I was thinking I could do this, but then this, and so that doesn't work. I could check him here, which moves it here. I can pick up the bishop, but I don't think that's a good trade. Okay. If I have two moves, I can mate him like this. Okay, so his knight can get out this square. His queen is over here. This is hanging. I don't know what my knight is doing here. Must have been like a double attack or something. I don't know. I don't understand. I do have this check. I also have this check. If the king goes back, oh, I can also just pick up the rook. Oh, I have this check too, so I can pick up both rooks. Am I in danger? I'm in danger. I am in some danger because he's got this, so then I would have to like move and then he could go pick up this piece for free. This comes with a check. Then he has to move back. And then I could take the rook. All of his pieces are like in my territory, which doesn't make me like so comfortable. I could check this way, the king moves this way, and this guy's under attack. And I have no way to get out, so I don't think that's right. At least I get two rooks if I do this. Well, potentially I could get two rooks. Unless, you know, I just sax the exchange, I guess. So if I go here, and then the king goes... Well, the king can actually go here now. That would be a bad move, I think. Wait, what am I talking about? No, wait, what am I talking about? I'm gonna try it. I'm bad at chess, and I should resign. I have this. I also have this. King can't go here, 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 king can't go here. This is gotta be the Oh no! My rook! Queen. King goes here, here. And that's pretty much game over, I think. No, wait. If I go here, then he can go here. If he goes here, then what do I do? Okay, so as long as he's got the... If I go check, he takes, and then what do I do? I have this. He takes, I take, and I don't think that's good. Here, here, here. It can't take. So here, here, check, here, and then the queen. What? This is probably not right because I'm losing focus. So here, he could move here. If he moves here, then I can go here and then I can try to mate him here. But if he goes here instead, it goes here, 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 which checks here. King has to take, and if he takes, the knight, which is here, 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 the queen, what? The knight's not, would go here, here, the queen is here. So if the queen is here and the king moves here and takes the pawn, then I can go here and I can mate him like that. Okay. Expected. Okay. So, get away from the queen. Here, 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 here. Here, here, here. Oh, this is under attack too, so if I go here, then he can just take, then I take, and well, same thing, right? Here, yeah. Why not? Takes, king moves. King here? I mean, I don't have any other checks. I could go here, but I don't see what that does exactly. Here, king moves somewhere. Then I can check and then try to pick up the rook, I think. Okay. So I'm in danger? What? The queen is... Who's moving? Black to move. I'm black. So I could give up the rook. He gives up the thing. If he gives up the thing... This seems like the most obvious move, but for some reason, because it's the most obvious move, I'm suspectful of it. This isn't the move. Oh, I actually have this move. Oh, that's actually kind of strong, because then he has to go here, and then I could take. Okay. Okay, the question is, do I go here or do I go here? 2, 3. So if I go here, he goes here. If I go here, then he goes here. And then I can't really go over there. The question is, does he have any way to make my king move? I don't think so. So I have here, and then the king has to move here or here. And then I can just pick up the knight. Okay. Which also threatens mate. Oops. So queen here, here. Bring back the knight. Damn it. Well. Alright, so. No. Here. Pawn takes it, cards, mate. But I do have here. No, that doesn't work because here, and it's not protected. I have here. I'm expecting this because it needs to guard against that. That doesn't work. Here, sacks the queen, doesn't work. This is... if I got lucky, he plays this, but that's probably not it. I could go like this, he takes, I takes, and then it re-threatens mate, but then he can just like step forward. But then he loses this pawn. Then he attacks the queen. I lose the queen. Well, this is what, my third strike? So if I get this one wrong, then I'm booted. Here. And then mate is in here. This doesn't work. Does this work? He takes, I take, which check? Goes here, I go here, that doesn't... Go here, threaten the rook. He takes the rook. I take his rook. But if he goes here, then I go here. It still doesn't... Well, the bishop's guarding, so if I go here, he can't go there. And then this loses a protector, so he probably goes here, here, here. That doesn't exactly work either. What if I sack the rook this way? Why would you want to? What if I sack the queen? No. No. Here? Queen takes. Well, I mean, it's interesting, but I don't think it works. I don't think it's this move because the pawn can take. If the pawn takes... Oh. Never mind. No, wait, I don't have that. I don't have that because I no longer have the rook here. I could go here, but then I lose this rook. And then he loses his rook. And then it forces a queen trade. Oh, wait. This seems kind of strong now. So if I go here... Never mind. Alright, so weekly best got up to 34. Alright, so I guess now I'm going to jump into some online games. I lost some ratings since the last time I played. Hopefully I can earn it back. But I'm bad at chess, so what do you expect? Alright, so Team 1776 starts with E4. I'm going to start with a Caro-Kann system. That's not the move. Okay, so I could put it here, but I think I'm going to put it here instead, because that's what Hikaru said in one of his videos. Generally, the bishop goes here. Okay, so he does that. So I think I'm going to close the door on the bishop. Okay, I'm going to put this bishop out, just so he can't get his bishop in. So he does that. So I think I will go, I could go here, which I don't especially like, or I could go here. I don't see the threat exactly. So I'm going to go here instead. Guards the pawn. I could go inside or I can go outside. I think that the knight generally goes on the outside, so I'll keep it to the outside. Expecting something like this, but that doesn't work here because I've got more pressure than he does. I don't think the queen is supposed to go wandering over here, but I'm bad at chess. Okay, so what is the threat? This? I'm not scared of that. Do I want to do something about that? I could go like this, unpin, and go for the queen, which I don't think is necessarily good, but it does stop the pin. Stops this. Then I can, no, that doesn't work either because he's gonna go for that. So I could go for this, or I could go for this. I think going for this is probably more correct. I could also long castle, which is interesting, but then like storm all of my pawns onto the queen side, king side, but I don't think that's really in the spirit of the Caro-Kann defense. So the main threat is my knight's pinned and he wants to go here. If he goes here, then I take. No big deal. But he probably also wants to pin it one more time. So if he goes here and then I go here and then he takes and then I take and then he brings the knight out, then I would have to give up the bishop and lose a pawn. So I feel like I'll probably start with this move just to stop him from doing this. It doesn't stop him from doing this. Very interesting. Okay. So I'm going to bring the knight on the inside instead, and then I'm going to castle. Feel a little disrespected, but you know, just like my dumbass. Okay, so he goes for that. I castle. This is a threat on the next move. Okay. So now I can continue by going here. I do want to get my pieces into the game. I could sack for this, but I don't especially want it. The queen can't go here. So I think I'm going to start by starting the attack on the... Do I have a better move? Go here, encourages him to take, then I can take, and then what? I don't think it does a whole lot here. This, he has to... What? If I could cover this square, but I can't. Okay, I'm going to start by marching some of my pawns over here. Okay, so I could go here if I wanted to, but I don't think that's good. I could bring the knight out here. I could encourage him to take, but I think I will take away his square first. It doesn't have this, so I think I'm gonna move knight here. It doesn't really, oh, that was dangerous. Okay, so he's gonna go for that. So if he goes for that, then I just put it here. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and now attack the bishop. Okay, so now I have the bishop pair, and I'm going to probably retreat. Well, I could go here instead, or I could just trade it for his knight. This is my bad bishop, which would prevent his, well, I mean, it would help him out. This would block his piece, so I could go here, and he could go here, and then I guess I could trade, which would be fine for me. This doesn't do anything on this move. I could bring it all the way back here, but then he's probably going to do this anyway. So I think I'm going to bring it back here just to encourage like another weakness in his position. If he does this, which, okay, I was expecting something like that. So now I can go here. The drawbacks of this. I'll have a backwards pawn here, but I can get the rook into the game here. Get this like wooden shield going on. Open up this. Queen here. Is this a threat? Not yet. Alright. Okay, if I do this, it doesn't. Okay, as long as I can take the knight at some point, it's fine. So even if he moves out of the way and says, I don't want to trade anymore, I can take it for this piece, if this comes. I think he messed up, buddy. He was trying to get all tactical, but it didn't exactly work. Let's look at the game review. Man, look at that. 2150. Play like a master. Opening accuracy 98.8. Middle game accuracy 87.1. Start the review. So, e4, c6, f3, g5. I don't actually think like that. So, this is the start of the Caro-Kann system. He takes, I take. He throws a pawn in the center. I bring the knight out because I thought that was the theory move. Brings the bishop out. Oh, so he was supposed to do this instead. So if he had done this, okay, let's say if he did this, and then I did this, that's not the best move. What is the best move? Definitely not that. Okay, so just defend it. Okay. But he didn't play that, so I played this. It wanted it to go here anyway, but I was listening to Hikaru in my mind, which is different from the Hikaru in real life. Okay, close the door on the bishop. He castled. Yep, I knew that he was supposed to play this. This is why I moved the bishop here first, just to prevent him from ever getting that square. I knew that this wasn't a good move. I was expecting this, and then I would have gone over here, I think. Or I would have done this. What would have happened if I had gone here? Do I go here? No, that's an excellent move. That's not a good move. Huh. What's the best move in the position here? Okay. But we didn't get that. Didn't like this. Wanted me to do this. Best move. So even though it was the best move, you know, he went for this anyway. So, best move. Castle. So, something about don't play f3 and don't play f6. He brings it back. This was an inaccuracy. Should have booted out the bishop. But I didn't want to like mess up my structure. Okay, so he's trying to get rid of my bishop. I asked him to move. Really wanted me to go this way. I was kind of concerned. I mean, I guess I could have played for this and got, well, I don't think that's right. I don't understand the point of this at all. So he brings it back. I hated this. It was a miss. Should have gone this way. I was nervous about this, but I still had that. But if he had moved it, then I guess that would have been like a concern at some point. Here, then. So that was a miss. That was an excellent move, but I did consider it, but I was trying to be active. Loves this move. Look at that. That was just a blunder. I knew he was trying to trap my bishop, but the bishop was never trapped as long as I could take the knight. So we just got into the middle game. We didn't get into the end game. Alright. A win's a win though. Alright. Let's go again. Okay, he starts with ready opening. I can't put two pawns in the center. I think I'm going to go for a French... No, I don't want to copy him. The Sicilian doesn't exactly work here. Queen's pawn opening? I can't do this. I could do this, but why don't I... Okay, I just got to move. Okay, so he does that. Okay, so I guess I will get the bishop out. Kind of do like a reverse London type setup. Okay. That doesn't work. I think I'll just probably... Okay. That doesn't do anything. I can't, well I could, but I don't think I should. And then he's gonna do this anyway, so I'm thinking this or I'm thinking this. I think I'm gonna start with this. He's gonna go for this, so I don't want to block this. So if this comes, I'm just going to do like a triangle defense. Okay, so he takes. So the question is here or here? I think I'm going to take this way. Okay, so I think I'm going to take with the queen. Or I could take with the rook. But then he's going to go over here. So I think I'm going to take with the queen instead. Okay, so now I could put this bishop on this long diagonal here, which I kind of do like because it is looking at this pawn forever and ever. Although if this comes and I take and he takes, well, I've still got that. So I think I'm going to move this bishop to this more active diagonal. That doesn't do as much as I'd like it to. This was a move, I guess. Okay, so this is not my good bishop, so I can move it back here to put even more pressure on the pawn, especially when he castles. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so now I've got so much pressure on this. Okay, so I think I'm going to bring the queen up and castle kingside. Okay, so I could go here, he takes, I take. I don't especially like that. I could go here, no I don't, well I could go here if I wanted to. I could go here, he takes, I take, and then I could shoot a pawn here, which I kind of do like. So he takes, I take, if he pushes I can take. and then what? It's not really doing all that much right now. I could go here, but I don't think that does much. I could go here, but I don't think that does much either. I could go here if I really wanted to, but I don't think that does much either. So here, here, here. I think I'm gonna try it. Okay, so he goes for it. So if he pushes, I don't have to take. Okay, so now I think what I would like to do is long castle. I also have this check here. This check is going to be annoying because he can't castle. So I think I'm going to go for it. Keep him like in the center here. Okay. So now I think I'm going to go ahead and castle long. But if I castle long and this comes... Well, I don't have to take now, do I? I don't have to castle at all. I could just push, which is interesting. So I don't have this. I don't have this either. I could just move it back. So he probably wants to go here and like put more pressure on the position. I could castle this way, but I don't think that's the move. I could go here just to connect the rooks, but then the king is just like in this wide open area. So he probably also wants to like start a kingside attack. I have this that he takes here with check, which is not something that I want. I could continue the assault by going here and here, but that will eventually drop this pawn. So I feel like castling is probably the move. Oh, what am I talking about? He doesn't have this because I have this. Okay. So now I'm going to probably bring it back here. Okay. I don't have to take that. If he takes, I take. Okay. So I don't want to lose a pawn. Let's see here. I could go over here, so if he takes, I could take this pawn. I could go here, and then I could go here. Then he has to like move here, or that doesn't work either. So this is a move, which is interesting. I don't have to take back is the thing. So I can move here, then I can... Oh, actually, because if he takes, then I can take, and then I can get this rook over here, which is interesting. So I think I'm going to start by moving the bishop over here. Okay. So if I take, he takes, I can check. King has to move. Okay, I'm going to threaten mate first. Okay, so now I got this pawn. King moves out of the way. All is good. Okay. So now I think I check. Now I go here first. And then I check here. Wait. If I check here first, actually, this is even stronger. So I'm going to check first. Move here. Okay, so I just want a queen instead. Another game, 2100. I don't understand myself. Sometimes I play like a goddamn genius, and sometimes I play like a goddamn idiot. Okay, all standard. Want me to bring out the bishop instead? I didn't see that at all. Queen takes. Want me to bring the bishop back. I'm going to be honest with you, this bishop did like annoy me. Look at that, great move. Great move! I missed that entirely. I missed that. Okay. I missed that. Might have been 2200 if I hadn't missed that. Alright, here we go. E4. So now he's attacking the pawn. I see pro players just castle. Okay. So I can strike back in the center immediately, and probably should. Like, I know that that pawn was hanging, but I see other people just, like, leave it hang, and it seems to be fine for them, so. He's attacking my bishop. Okay, so I think sliding the bishop back is fine. I also have this, but then he has this. This is a move, which is interesting. This is a move, which is interesting, but it loses. I'm not so scared of this. If he's trying to get over here, I think that moving it back here is probably fine. So I'll move it back here. Okay, so now what do I do? Just bring on knight. This comes to mind, but because he can move a knight here, supported by this knight and this bishop, I don't think it's so good. I could bring out a bishop to attack the knight, but I don't think that this is so good either. I take, he takes, and then just like, where does that lead me? I have this as a move, but I don't think that this is interesting. It's interesting. So if he takes, then I can take, so. Okay, so if I throw out and then he goes here, then I take, and then take, and then take. Okay, so that doesn't really work for me. Wait, the bishop is also. So this might be a move, and then I can bring out the knight afterwards. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and try this. And try to get my fat ass knight over there. Okay. Okay, so the knight can't go over there anymore. Do I want this now? Not yet. So what else do I have? I could go here and put more pressure. Does this do anything? It makes the knight, if I go here, threatens to take. Well, I could go here, and then I could go here. Well, then it gets pinned, so I don't think that's the move. I could go here, but that doesn't really do much for me either, I don't think. I could go here, but then, well, I mean, then I can't get this knight over here. This seems like the only move that does anything, but, well, I mean, okay, that's not going to come under attack for a while. So I think I'll go ahead and move the bishop out. Not because I want to attack it, just because it's not doing, well, it's doing something over there. Okay, so I think I'm going to do this. Or I could just move. So I could do this, or I could move. I don't want to open up this diagonal for the queen, so I feel like moving is probably a better move. So I can move the queen off of the main line, and then I can get a rook there instead at a later time. Which I kind of like. But perhaps just throwing a pawn in its face is better. Not to mention, I can also recall the bishop. So I'm going to do this. And if he takes, I can always take with this piece. So I could go here, but then he takes and I take. Well, actually, and then, well, no, then it goes back here. So I can get this knight to the center, attack the bishop, which is trapped, and then, I mean, it's not doing anything here specifically. But if I go here and he takes, oh, that's one of the problems now, isn't it? So what else do I have? I made a mistake in an earlier game where, okay, so what if I take, then I go over here? That doesn't seem so good. So I think I'm going to go over here and try to go for the bishop, but it is currently trapped. Also puts pressure on this, not right now, but later on. And it does come with a check as well. I suppose he has this as a move. Then I can move out of the way. I can move out of the way. But maybe here is better. So he does that. Okay. So I think I will take once. Now I have a bishop. Alright, so now I think I'm going to get off the... I could, but I don't want to. Let's see here. What if I go here? That doesn't really do much for me. So what if I just go here, and then I can move here? Then why don't you just move here from the start? Could go here, but I don't think that's the move just yet either. I do have a bishop, so I've got that going for me. I could move here, and then move it here. That way the bishop can slide back at a later point, and if the bishop needs to move... Alright, I think I'll try that, and then I'll bring it over here. Okay. So I think this helps me more than it hurts me. It depends on which direction he takes as well. But I could eventually get a knight here. I think I have to take. Well, I don't have to take. If he takes and I take, then he takes and I take, and I'm attacking this, but then he'll move this to attack this. So if I just take once, I think it's fine. Also opens up the scope of my bishop. And if I really, really wanted to, I could sack it for 2 pieces. He takes. Okay, so if he goes here, then... Alright, so... Is this a threat? Not so much. So I think I'm going to bring out my rook to the center now. If this comes... That's too slow. If this knight ever moves, okay, so that's no longer an issue. So if I can, I would like to double up. Also, I want to make sure that this, okay, so he's probably going to go for this, but that doesn't work at all. So I think doubling up might be a move. I could also sack and get this and have more pressure on this position here, which might happen a little bit later, but not just yet. I'm expecting this, in which case my queen needs a place to go to. I mean, sorry, my knight needs a place to go to. So I think doubling up is fine. If he goes here, then I can't go here. So I think putting it here, so if he goes here, then I take, then he takes and I take, and then he's probably going to come down here, but I also get this. Okay, so if he goes here, so I could just go here myself, right? I could also go here too, in addition. So that's interesting. So I think I'm going to try doubling up my rooks here. Okay. So he's going to push. I can move out of the way. Also, I'm at a certain point, but that hasn't happened yet. If the queen moves away from guarding the knight and guarding the rooks, that can become an option. It's not really an option anymore. So let's see here. What would I like? I could go for this, then he goes for this, and then I don't have anything right now. That is protecting the piece, I guess. I could move this back and ask the knight to move, but then I would lose like pressure here, which is not something I really want. And I do have to watch out for this check. I'm running out of time. So what should I do? And not to mention, okay, so here doesn't work, here doesn't work, here doesn't work either. I could go here, that encourages here, and then I could throw the knight out here, which is interesting. So I do earn a move if I do that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try it. What does it do? Also, I could go here. I think moving the queen here so I can get... Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and move the queen. Mostly so I can move the knight. So if this comes, I can move the knight out of the way and go for this pawn. Okay. Now I get this juicy ass knight in the center. Okay, so he moves there. Alright, so now I can take, he takes. I could check him if I wanted to. I don't exactly know what the threat is right now. So takes. I could check him, he takes. That clears up a square. So what do I do instead? I could go here. That doesn't really do much for me either. Although, let's see here. Like, what is the threat, though? I could go here. He takes, I take. That's interesting. I could sack it, and then I could take, but as long as the knight is guarding, it's not really that big of a threat. I don't have time. My knight is in a really good position right now. This doesn't really do much. So what should I do? I could take, he takes back, then I could take here. I don't especially like that. I think I'm going to slide the bishop back. I'm going to continue pushing forwards. Okay, so I ran out of time. I'm sure I had probably a completely winning position with 2 misses. Played like a 1750, he played like a 1600. Let's start the review. Hated this, huh? I did consider that, right? But I was just like, that's not a good move. Shows that I don't know anything about chess. Hated it. Why was that a blunder? I don't see it. Oh. Yeah, probably. Okay, well, we didn't do that. Well, not completely winning, but was winning. Alright, too slow. Alright. I think I'm going to take a break for now. And call it a day. If you're watching this in the future, I hope that you enjoyed this content. And I hope that you come back for more. Alright, I will talk to you at a later time. Goodbye now.